He's TV Judge Supreme. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 totally Simon Cowell moments.
And you look like one of those creatures that live in the jungle with those massive eyes. What are they called? Bush baby.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Simon has spearheaded some of television's most popular talent searches, and he's infamously unafraid to say exactly what he thinks. For this list, we've gathered together a sometimes shocking, but always entertaining ensemble of his most memorable moments. Number 10. Handling the holistic vocal coach, The X Factor. While Simon's no stranger to stirring up the trouble himself, he didn't need to do anything here, except sit back and watch the chaos unfold.
The super sexy swinging thing that you just can't ignore.
Ariel Burdett etched her own spot into X Factor folklore when she auditioned back in 2008, as possibly the angriest contestant the show has ever seen. She storms in, rattles through a rant and delivers a pretty dismal performance, all while Simon and the rest of the panel watch on open-mouthed.
That was a complete and utter nightmare.
Cowell gets the last laugh though and sends Ariel packing with some prickly words of his own.
Yeah.
Back at you. Been a pleasure.
Number 9. Mel B's wedding night, America's Got Talent. You can always expect the unexpected on live TV, but no one was expecting this. And now notorious moment, it comes after an America's Got Talent performance by an especially dramatic magician goes wrong. Mel B's unimpressed from the outset and presses her buzzer perhaps a little too early. But then Simon wades in and really pushes the Spice Girls buttons by referencing her wedding night by way of a creative criticism.
I'm kind of imagining this would be like Mel B's wedding night. A lot of
He got drink thrown over him for his troubles before Mel stages a walkout. Even the king of cruel himself seemed a little sheepish afterwards.
Lot of anticipation, not much promise or delivery.
Number 8. It wasn't the song, American Idol. By now, we're all well aware of Simon's hard-hitting but often heavy-handed style, but it was moments like this that carved out that character.
Okay, let me make this clear.
That's the
Nick,
best
it
thing,
was
though,
not
you know it.
the song why you didn't get
I know.
through.
When a contestant returns to the stage with her mother unhappy with the criticism that had been dealt her, Simon loses his cool and shouts at her.
Okay.
The song!
Hey, don't you shout at me. She's not.
Twice. His fellow judges try their best to calm the simmering situation, but Cowell clearly isn't going to back down. He even storms off the stage at one point, but quickly returns to resume the war of words and to demonstrate a then trademarked lack of compassion.
And I felt the song.
That's what
You've
she
heard me
said.
sing a song. Oh, Nicole, punch him.
Number 7. Simon's lap dance, Britain's Got Talent. When David Walliams was added to the BGT roster in 2012, he certainly brought something different to the show.
I just sort of thought, wouldn't it be great to see Simon sat on the chair
Yes.
and you doing the dancing?
But perhaps his most significant contribution is still that he dragged Simon onto the stage itself, a first for the series. But what act could possibly rouse Cowell from the comfort of his judge's chair? That's right, lap dancing. Only Simon's experience is probably not quite what he'd been expecting, as David doubles up alongside the performer. Seeing Simon get embarrassed is a pretty rare occurrence, but he looks suitably awkward here. Number 6. The worst singer in the world, American Idol. When Keith Buechler walked into the room on American Idol in the early 2000s, little did we know that his audition would go down in history, for all the wrong reasons.
Like a virgin, touch for the very first time.
Keith's take on Like a Virgin had Simon struggling to hide his laughter, while his rendition of I Wanna Dance With Somebody prompted Simon to deliver perhaps his most brutal and savage critique ever.
Last year I described someone as being the worst singer in America. I think you're possibly the worst singer in the world.
However, Keith's story doesn't end there. A decade later, he rocks up on X Factor USA to blow the judges away with Baby Got Back. Happy endings do happen, even with Simon around.
I also like big butts, so I'm going to say yes.
Number 5, Angry Rachel, The X Factor. Another massively popular TV talent show, another chance for Simon to deliver some spiky criticism. Only this time, even Cowell's own critics will have likely been on his side.
Right, can I have the microphone then, please? You're holding a stick above my head.
It'll find you.
As far as confrontational auditions go, this one probably beats all others. At first, it was Rachel's attitude that failed to impress Simon. Then it was her singing.
And that's the place where all the good children go.
Then it was her furious reaction.
Everything I don't want. Well, you asked for an opinion, sweetheart.
Rounding on every single judge, especially Sharon Osbourne, she was swiftly shown the door, with Simon handling the hoo-ha as though he's seen it all before. Because, you know, he has.
Major attitude, huge ego, no talent, didn't want to be told that. Good riddance.
Number 4, Mason Noyes, The X Factor. It was all going so well for Mason Noyes. He was well on his way to progressing on The X Factor in 2015, after a performance that had the whole crowd on their feet. But then he hit out at how the show was made, got into an extraordinary war of words with Cowell, dropped the mic and made for the exit, with a chorus of boos ringing around the auditorium.
I'm doing this for artists.
No, you are being
This is real.
Moral of the story, don't try to beat Simon Cowell in his own backyard. You argue with this man and you're gonna lose.
Apologise to these guys over there who spent hours editing your tape. Don't come on and insult my show and insult these producers.
Number 3, holding back the tears, The X Factor. While Simon's character is largely built on his ability to turn brutal honesty into must-see primetime telly, there's a soft centre beneath his ruthless facade, and this clip shows exactly that.
Well, best of luck, Josh.
Thank you.
Josh Daniel took to the X Factor stage in 2015 for an especially emotional performance, with plenty of personal meaning. But Josh's delivery of lyrics on love, loss and heartbreak also hit home with Simon, who was visibly moved throughout.
You're happy without me.
And when it came to giving opinions, Cowell was unusually quiet, preferring to just give his yes and head backstage to gather his thoughts.
He has 3 S's.
Number 2, the egg throwing incident, Britain's Got Talent. As we've already seen, Simon has attracted his fair share of protests down the years. But perhaps none more high profile than this one, which unfolded during the Britain's Got Talent live final in 2013.
Without question or pause.
With finalist Richard and Adam performing The Impossible Dream, violinist Natalie Holt set down her instrument, set toward the judging panel, and started throwing eggs in Simon's general direction.
And I always dream.
Suffice to say, it was not part of the act. The demonstration was reportedly fueled by Holt's anger at the control Cowell wields over the music industry. Simon clearly wasn't expecting it.
Apologies for that happening. Obviously, that was not part of the act. We'll get to the bottom of what that was.
Number 1, Simon's wedding, comic relief. Feeling like a who's who from his entire career, we finish our Cowell countdown with the media mogul apparently ready to marry.
Please be seated.
This comic relief sketch sees him waiting at the altar alongside his bride. But who's under the veil? Just before the big reveal, David Walliams barges in, followed by Ollie Murs, Dermot O'Leary, and the floodgates truly open, with everyone declaring their undying love for the industry icon.
I love you, Simon! I love you, Simon!
A tongue-in-cheek celebration of one man's monumental ego, it ends in the only way it ever could.
You're beautiful. I know.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo UK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.